Let's go back to the phone line, shall we? We're talking about the England squad, 08717223344. A few surprise names in there, a few players that you thought would be in there aren't. Let's speak to you, the football fan. Robert is a Liverpool fan, ironically. Hello, Robert. Good afternoon.
Hi, Andy. Okay?
I'm good. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks. And Danny?
Hi, mate. You okay?
Yeah, big fan of Danny.
Thank you, mate.
We're all big fans of Danny's. Go on, Rob.
Danny's opinion, really, on why he thinks Conor Gallagher isn't in the squad. Because I think, personally, he's been the best midfielder, well, English midfielder in the Premier League this season. And last season at West Brom, I thought he was outstanding.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I think he's been sensational since he's been at Palace, and he was really, really good in a very struggling side last year. I think probably he needs to continue that form for a little bit longer. I think he's quite unique in the fact he's one of the few midfielders left we've got who always gets in the box and look like he can score a goal. I'm actually surprised that Chelsea let him go on loan again. I thought they might get some use out of him. But I agree with you. I think he'll be right in the eye line of Gareth Southgate. I don't think it'll be too long before we'll see him in an England squad. We're going to talk about him a bit later, actually, Andy.
We are. Are you a big fan of his, Rob? Would you have him at Liverpool?
Yeah, well, every time I've watched him, I just think he's got it all. He's, as I said, can defend, attack, get stuck in, got a goal to his name. And I don't know, I think he's only 2021. I just thought it would have been a perfect opportunity to see what he would have been like on the international stage. But
it's a good shout. It's a good. The only thing I'd say in the way England sets up with the two holders at the moment and the rest of the lads attack-minded, if you like, the likes of Mount, Saka, Foden, etc., is that, you know, he is, if you're playing Gallagher not as a holder because of his energy and you're playing him in a more attacking position, he is competing against some of the best talent in Europe. So we've got some wonderfully gifted young players.
Well, yeah, we are blessed in that position. You're right. He scored 2 goals against West Ham. Yeah. I can't remember if it was first or second. One of them he sort of passed into the goal. Incredibly calm. You've got to be. I mean, listen, you've played at the highest level. I obviously haven't, but just to keep your head when you're in the penalty area and to almost, you know, pass the ball in rather than just put your laces through it and smash it. I think it says so much about a player, even more so when they're young as well.
Well, yeah, what he's got is great variation to his game because he's very tenacious, loves a tackle, quite disciplined in his defending. He's not just he's not just headless. He does his defensive duty well, but he loves getting in the box. I don't know if you saw the positive run he got for the penalty at the weekend.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Monday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was contentious whether or not I thought it was a penalty. But
he also went through against Brentford on a great run one-on-one and should have scored. But he keeps getting in there. And what I like about him is he seems to play football with the attitude in his head that he's got to make a difference. He's got to score or make a goal. He's got to be somebody who stands out. He plays with courage. He doesn't mind making mistakes. Look, it's easy to play well in great teams. But when you're doing what he did at West Brom and standing out in this Palace side, who aren't bad, but they're not no great shape.
It makes a huge difference.
Does, yeah.
The last caller we had was a Liverpool fan, and I said, were you a big fan of his? And of course he said yes. Could he be eventually a replacement for Henderson? Not the caller I'm talking about. Well, you're not sure?
I think he's a bit different, but yeah, potentially. He's got that type of quality, yeah. I don't think they need him at the moment, Liverpool, but yeah, he's certainly someone who could grow into that type of role. I mean, he's, as I said, the athleticism, tenacity.
Got a lot of confidence, hasn't he?
The only thing with him, because he's so good and positive with his running forward into the box, you wouldn't want to restrict him playing him in a more holding role, would you?
No.
And that's the only thing. How many teams these days play with midfielders who bomb into the box? You know, you're looking at Chelsea have won the Champions League with two holding midfielders. Liverpool won the league the year before City in the Champions League with 3 defensive midfielders. There's only really City who booked that trend.
Yeah, but you can have a holding midfielder that occasionally can bomb, like Declan Rice, for argument's sake. You sort of feel he's been given a lot more freedom.
Well, like Phillips when he plays alongside Rice is the one who's given a bit more freedom.
Yeah, they decide which one goes up. Yeah, that'd be nice. Ben is an Everton fan. He's up next. Hello, Ben. Good afternoon.
Hello, Andy. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Ben.
How are you, Ben? Are you good? Are you well?
Yeah, very well, thanks, chaps. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thank you for listening. What would you like to say, Ben?
Well, I'd like to talk about the blend of youth and experience in the England team. And we've got, you know, an awful lot of incredible young players. And maybe some older heads that would be a good idea to bring in. And a name that springs to mind for me is Andros Townsend. He's been absolutely fantastic for Everton this season. He's come in, you know, in the twilight of his career, and he's hit the ground running. He looks so motivated. His work ethic is unbelievable. He's obviously a great lad and a great part of the squad. And he performs a job, I think, that no one else in the England team does. He's got a wicked cross on him. And I just think maybe as an alternative, and as a squad player, maybe not first team, but I wonder what you thought about him.
Well, I think you're spot on in terms of the way he started the season. Absolutely tremendous. Done better than I expected, as has Gray, both of them. And product's been good. Couple of great goals. His confidence is up. But what you got to ask yourself, if you put him in the England team, what's he there for? You certainly don't put someone in the England squad just to help those in training. You've got to be competitive and looking to get in the team. And he's not at the moment. Well, he's never been on the same level as some of the lads in the team. So I don't think they're going to learn anything from him. If anything, a lot of those young lads have probably played bigger games than him already in their careers, Champions League, European Championship. So although the sentiments, I understand it in terms of his early season form, if I was Southgate, you're going too far backwards then. I mean, I was going to say,
you sort of feel with Southgate, he's picking for the future. He's not the type of manager.
Even if you're picking the present, even if you're picking now, who would you drop out of the wingers?
No, you're all right.
Would you have him ahead of Saka? Sancho?
No, listen, I can't argue with you. I'm a big fan of Townsend. I think he's done absolute wonders since his move to Goodison. I agree,
and he scored more goals than Saka and Sancho. But that's not the point, is it? We're talking about players in the England squad staying. If we change,
having said that though, if he was included, I wouldn't go, oh, that's unbelievable. Would you?
Yeah.
If he was recalled back into the England squad?
Yeah, at his age, when the talent we've got in wide areas, I'd be absolutely gobsmacked.
Would you be gobsmacked?
Yeah. Okay, why would you do it?
Well, it's because he's playing well at the moment.
If he keeps playing the way he is for the next 3 months, then maybe there's an argument.
Okay, then you won't be gobsmacked.
But we're only, half a dozen games in, if that.
Yes. Well, you're a hard man to please, aren't you?
Depends what we're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Keep your calls coming in. Have you heard when we do on the show at 4:45? Have you heard the quick fire 5 on Drive? Have you heard that?
Maybe. I do listen to you and Benny occasionally.
Absolutely lying. That's what we do when we come back.